everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Hazira and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 4th and 5th of September 2022. Let's start. Which Indian state or the Union Territory launched the country's first virtual school? So Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has launched the country's first virtual school called as Delhi Model Virtual School. And in this, students from across India will be eligible for the admissions from classes 9 to 12. And this DMVS will be affiliated to the Delhi Board of School Education and no fees will be charged from the student. So the classes will be conducted through an exclusive platform that is built by SchoolNet and Google. Okay. So recently, New Delhi has launched the country's very first virtual school. As per the latest National Crime Records Bureau report, the highest number of sedition cases were registered in which state? So according to the latest NCRB report, the highest number of sedition cases was recorded from the state of Andhra Pradesh and total number of sedition cases were 29 here. Okay. And 76 cases for sedition were registered in the year 2021 in the country under the IPC section 124A. And in the year 2020, no sedition case was recorded from the state of Andhra Pradesh and there was total 1,604 arrests under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Okay. So the highest number of sedition cases have been registered from the state of Andhra Pradesh for the year 2021. Next is Mikhail Gorbachev, who passed away recently, was a former president of which country? So he was the last leader of the former Soviet Union from 1985 until 1991. Okay, and recently he passed away at the age of 91 years. So in the year 1986, he made a historic proposal to eliminate all type of long-range missiles held by the US and the Soviet Union. And it was actually the beginning of the end of the Cold War. And also he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in the year 1990. Okay. So here correct answer would be Russia. Which state or the Union Territory Police is the first in the country to make collection of forensic evidence mandatory? So the Delhi Police has become the first police force in the country to make collection of the forensic evidence mandatory in the crimes that are punishable with a sentence of more than 6 years. And this has been done to increase the conviction rate and to integrate the criminal justice system with forensic science investigation, right? So Delhi Police has integrated the criminal justice system with forensic science investigation and it has collaborated with National Forensic Sciences University Gandhinagar to train its officers, right? So recently Delhi Police has become the first in the country to make collection of the forensic evidence mandatory, right? Nuakhai is a traditional festival celebrated in which Indian state or the Union Territory? Actually, Nuakhai means new food. And it is a kind of an agricultural festival that is observed by the people of Odisha and southern Chhattisgarh in India. And this is observed to welcome the new rise of the season. And also it is called as Harvest Festival, and it is celebrated during the August to September month. Fine. Now can you tell me, Samvatsari Day is a traditional festival that is celebrated in which religion? So it is a kind of traditional festival that is celebrated in Shwetambar sect of Jainism. Okay. And it is celebrated as Shamavani in the Digambara sect of Jainism. Okay. So this is observed to seek forgiveness for all the thoughts, words or the actions that hurt the people knowingly or unknowingly. And on this day, people seek apologies and send messages which says that may all evil that has been done be forgiven. Okay. So only thing you have to remember is this is a traditional festival of Jainism people. Okay. Now can you tell me who is Puli Thevar, whose birth anniversary was recently celebrated? So he was actually 18th century Tamil king who fought against the British, and he was one of the first fighters to refuse to pay taxes to the British. Fine. So recently what happened is Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi and Chief Minister M.K. Stalin paid the floral tributes to the statue of this freedom fighter, while Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to the leader. Okay. So don't forget that he was a freedom fighter from which state? From the state of Tamil Nadu. Next is, what is the name of the online portal launched by the Union Home Ministry for Central Armed Police Forces? So Union Home Minister Amit Shah has launched the Central Armed Police Forces named as E-Awas web portal. Okay. And it is a kind of online portal for the CAPF personnel to increase their chances of finding the government accommodation. And this new portal will allow the CAPF personnel to find the houses among themselves instead of looking for accommodation within the force. Okay. So the name of this online portal that has been launched for Central Armed Police Forces is CAPF E-Awas. Okay. Which shipbuilding company has been conferred with the Green Channel certification by Ministry of Defence? So Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited has been conferred with the Green Channel certification by Ministry of Defence, and it is one of the leading public sector undertaking and Mini Ratna category 1 shipyard. Okay. So the certification was conferred for supply of the portable steel bridges of various configurations to the Indian Army. Fine. Also you have to remember that which ministry confers this certification? Answer would be Ministry of Defence. Which company has announced to build India's first and one of the world's largest carbon fiber plants at Hazira in the state of Gujarat? So Reliance Industries chairman Mukesh Ambani announced to build India's very first and one of the world's largest carbon fiber plant at Hazira in the state of Gujarat. And this plant will have a capacity of 20,000 MTPA based on acrylonitrile feedstock. Okay. So he has announced an investment of 75,000 crore rupees over the next 5 years to expand capacities in existing and the new value chains, for example, polyester value chain, vinyl chain and new material. Okay. So Reliance Industries has announced to build India's first and the world's largest carbon fiber plant at Hazira, Gujarat. Which state or the union territory recorded the highest number of cybercrime incidents in 2021? So as per the data released by the National Crime Records Bureau, the number of cybercrime incidents in 2021 has gone up by 18.4% since 2019. And the number of such cases against women has risen at 28%. And out of the 52,974 incidents reported in 2021, 20.2% were reported as cases of crime against the woman. Okay, so Karnataka has the highest share with 2,243 cases, and then Karnataka is followed with Maharashtra and then Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so the top 3 states regarding cybercrime incidents are Karnataka, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. Which Indian state or the union territory launched the Rural Backyard Piggery Scheme? So Chief Minister of Meghalaya state, who's that? Conrad K. Sangma. He has launched the ambitious flagship program for the farmers named as Rural Backyard Piggery Scheme. And this scheme was launched under the National Livestock Mission. And Chief Minister also mentioned on the flagship progress scheme, which aims to ensure that the farmers earn a sustainable livelihood through different type of livestock farming activities. Okay, so don't forget that Rural Backyard Piggery Scheme belongs to the state of Meghalaya. Next is, which union ministry launched the Genesis initiative? So Ministry of Electronics and IT launched the Genesis initiative in July 2022 with an outlay of more than 750 crore rupees. What is the full form of Genesis? Generation Next Support for Innovative Startup. Okay, so under the scheme, the central government will promote over 10,000 startups in the next 5 to 6 years, and Genesis is a national deep tech startup platform to support and create successful startups in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities of India. Fine. So 2 things are important regarding this question. What is the full form of Genesis, Generation Next Support for Innovative Startup, and which ministry is associated with this initiative? Answer would be Ministry of Electronics and IT. Last question is, which state or the union territory approved the Handicraft Policy 2022? So the State Cabinet of Rajasthan approved the Handicraft Policy under the chairmanship of Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. And the objective of Rajasthan Handicraft Policy 2022 is to empower 6 lakh craftsmen and artisans across the state. And under the new policy, National Level Handicrafts Week will be organized every year in the month of December, and artisans will be welcomed here. Okay, so these were the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now we'll move on to our revision section. Which 3 categories we are covering today? First of all, we'll see important awards and honors. After it, we'll see few important countries that were in news. And at last, we'll cover few important ranks and indices. Okay, so let's start with our awards and honors. Dr. Asghar Wajahat, who was conferred with the Vyas Samman Award, is a writer of which language? First of all, don't forget that this year Vyas Samman Award has been presented to Dr. Asghar Wajahat, who is actually a Hindi writer. Mithila Makhana, which was awarded the geographical indication, that is GI tag, is cultivated in which state? Recently, Mithila Makhana became the 5th product from the state of Bihar that has got the GI tag. And which are the other 4 products? First is Shahi Lichi, second is Katarni Dhan, this is a variety of rice, and third is Jardalu mangoes, and fourth is Magahi Pan. So these are the 5 products from the state of Bihar that have got the GI tag. Which state or the Union Territory Police received the most number of awards on the occasion of the Independence Day 2022? So Jammu Kashmir received the maximum awards on the occasion of Independence Day this year, and total it has earned 108 awards. Okay, and if we talk about the states, then Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh got the maximum award. Who is the recipient of the 2022 Dipal R.N. Jam Dustin Award, which is the highest civilian honor of Ladakh? Don't forget that the highest civilian honor of Ladakh is Dipal R.N. Jam Dustin Award, and this year recipient was Dalai Lama. Okay. Chevalier Knight of the Order of the Merit is a famous award presented by which country? So this is a very famous award that is presented by the France government, and this year this award has been presented to very famous Shashi Tharoor. Okay. Sir Winston Churchill Leadership Award was recently presented to which leader? This award has been conferred to the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, and recently Volodymyr Zelensky has got the 2022 Liberty Medal as well. right? And it is presented by the National Constitution Center. Banga Vibhushan Award was introduced by which Chief Minister of West Bengal? So Banga Vibhushan Award was introduced by Mamata Banerjee in the year 2011. And this is the highest civilian honor that is conferred by the West Bengal government. Okay. So this year 16 Banga Vibhushan Award and 20 Banga Bhushan awardees were selected by the state. Okay. So don't forget that Banga Vibhushan Award is the highest civilian honor of which state? Answer would be West Bengal government. Now let's see some of the important countries that were in news. Which country signed a security pact with China and has suspended the entry of all foreign navy ships into its port? So the Solomon Islands has suspended the entry of all foreign navy ships into its port, and also it has signed the security pact with China, and it has created a strained relationship with US and other its allies. India recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which country on biodiversity conservation? So recently we have signed this MOU with the country Nepal regarding the biodiversity conservation, and aim is to strengthen the cooperation in the fields of forest, biodiversity conservation and climate change. Which country holds the G20 presidency in 2022? So for the year 2022, the G20 president is Indonesia. And why it was in news? Because recently the environmental officials from G20 nations met at the Bali Island for talks on the climate action and the global impact of war in Ukraine. Also, they discussed implementation of each G20 nation's contribution to fight the climate change and synchronize the targets among the developed and the developing countries as well. Okay. Which country has broken its own record for the world's lowest fertility rate? This country is South Korea, and for the year 2021, here fertility rate was 0.81, and for a stable population survival, they need the fertility rate to be 2.1. Which is the most unsafe metropolitan city for women across the country as per the recent NCRB report? So as per the recent National Crime Records Bureau report, the most unsafe metropolitan city for women across the country is New Delhi. Then it is followed with Mumbai at second position, and third is Bangalore. Okay, and 32.2% of the total crimes in the 19 metro cities came from New Delhi alone. Okay. Qazi Nazrul Islam is the national poet of which country? So he is the national poet of the country Bangladesh, and recently his death anniversary was observed on 27th of August. Also, he is named as Rebel Poet. FA-18 Super Hornet, which was seen in the news recently, is manufactured by which country? So this is manufactured by US, and in USA the Boeing company manufactures it. And it was in news because recently Indian Navy has shortlisted it for procurement. Fine. So these were the few important countries that were in news. Now at last we'll revise important ranks and indices. Which Indian business person recently became the third richest person in the world as per the Bloomberg Billionaire Index? So recently Gautam Adani became the third richest person in the world as per the Bloomberg Billionaire Index. And who were the top two? Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Reliance Industries chairman Mukesh Ambani was at 11th ranking. Which is the first mutual fund to launch the country's first manufacturing index fund? So the first mutual fund to launch the country's very first manufacturing index fund is Navi Mutual Fund. Which university has been ranked first in the Nature Index 2022 ranking? Answer would be University of Hyderabad. As per the Bloomberg Billionaire Index, who is the richest woman in Asia? So the richest woman in Asia is Savitri Jindal, and she is the chairman of OP Jindal Group. Which Indian institution launches the Digital Payments Index? It is launched by the Reserve Bank of India. What is the rank of India in the 2022 edition of Henley Passport Index? So in this index, India has been ranked at 87th position. And which are the top three countries? First is Japan, second is Singapore, and third is South Korea. Which state is ranked first in the Niti Aayog's India Innovation Index? So this ranking was topped by Karnataka, second was Telangana, third was Haryana, and fourth was Maharashtra. And if we talk about the northeastern and the hilly states, then topper state was Manipur. And talking about the Union Territory, Chandigarh was ranked at first position. Fine. So these are the few important rankings that have to be kept in mind. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today. And we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. And please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Hazira signing off.